Hey everybody, Nick from Yoda Survival and Off-Road. Today we're out in the garage, sort of. I know it's been a while since I did a video. Sorry about that. Been kind of busy, crazy, hectic, all kinds of cool stuff. But I have something cool I want to share with everybody today. I got my forge working, which is really cool. Let me see if my camera's going to let me play. It's not, so let's do this. Got my cover on it. I'll show you how it sets up. So this is my forge. Okay. Right now I've got a plate to keep stuff from falling into it while it's hot. I've got a hat, which is the topper to the forge for now. And this is my forge bowl. So yeah, it's a pretty big critter for what it is, really. It is a brake rotor off of a 1-ton Chevy pickup, dually. So it's very deep, and it's got this really heavy cast iron. Cast iron and steel. I'm not exactly, I think it might be a bimetal, but I'm not positive. It didn't blow up the first time I used it. So that's a good sign. Yeah, there's a little bit of ash blowing around because I haven't gotten it completely cleaned out yet. So yeah, it's really got really cool stuff in there. If you look underneath, or if we look underneath here, I've got this piece of exhaust tubing that punches up. Let's see if I can get that into the bottom of this 55-gallon drum. Those are studs that are punched in through the top to hold the rotor in one spot. I cut this drum up in a very interesting way. I did it this way so that I could have two of them. Aha! So I've got two of these stands now. One of them is currently just my stock stand. Got various gloves and tools and potential stuff here. I got an old leaf spring that I'm going to start working on. The first thing I started hammering out, it looks like a very large butter knife right now. It's basically all it is. But that's going to get turned into something else. A knife of some kind. I'm not exactly sure what kind yet. Broken chisel. I got some wrenches, some great big wrenches. These are Chinese, so don't worry. I'm going to see what kind of metal they turn into. But I'm going to use one of these guys. Probably a couple of them. The place I got them from, I promised, because they cut me a good deal on these 3 wrenches and this piece of chisel, this broken chisel. I bought it at a pawn shop, actually. I promised them that because they gave me such a good deal on these guys, I would bring them my first sellable edge. So we're going to see how that turns out. I'm going to turn one of these, at least one, probably 2, maybe all 3, into little small tactical tomahawks. They're about the right size to be a throwing hawk. One piece. There's a cat here on YouTube. There's actually a few people on YouTube that have done it. Very intriguing. Very talented blacksmiths. I am nowhere near that level. I'm learning very slowly, and I hope that I'm going to be able to turn this into something really cool. If I can get enough people that are interested in my stuff, there's a chance I could make maybe a couple extra bucks doing this. Now, it's not my goal. I'm not doing this to make money. This is not a money-making venture for me. This is more along the lines of survivalism and prepping and things like that. To be rich in skills is much more important to me than being rich in money. Having money is nice. It allows you to do certain things like go out to dinner and go see movies and take the kids out and go on vacations, stuff like that. And for some people that's very, very important. Not so much for me. I don't make a lot of money. I work my butt off and do the best I can with what I got. So as it stands right now, this entire forge, that whole guy sitting right there, plus a couple extra bowls right there, another 1-ton rotor, or 2 more 1-ton rotors, one rear and one front. The pipe, the barrel, the studs that are in there, all the tubing pieces to make the blower tubing, even this little piece of steel here that I use as the topper to keep flammable stuff from falling in it while it's cooling down. Cost me nothing, literally nothing. I didn't pay a red cent for it. I was able to salvage it from the shop that I work at. The bosses at the shop said, if you can use it, get it gone. So I did. I got it gone. The other important thing about forging is you need something to hit against. An anvil. I have one. I picked this up too. Salvage, again. So this little guy here. It's not a very big anvil, as you can see. About that big. But it's a piece of railroad track that someone has very painstakingly machined with a grinder and a torch, it looks like, and some other components, other tools. And it's a little soft right now. It hasn't been worked on very much. And you can see there's some little nicks and dings and scratches in here that are going to affect the surface of the blade. But eventually that's all going to get beat out. Luckily I've got this part here that's relatively smooth and without damage. And I've got this part here that's relatively smooth and without damage. So really, stuff that has to be really shiny, I'll be able to use these ends until I can get that center cleaned up. And you keep looking at my nose. So yeah, the anvil I picked up, that anvil, a pair of cast iron tongs, a great big cast of about a 10 or 12 inch cast iron wheel, and 3.5-inch steel ball bearings for $8 at my local steel recycling place. So all told, I've got $8 into that. I've got $6 into the Royal Oak wood coal I'm going to use. This stuff here. I was told to give this a shot because it might work better, so we'll see how that turns out. And I think I've got $7 into those wrenches, plus I'm losing my first sellable edge to the company, to the pawn shop that sold me the wrenches. But I think that if I can turn out some really cool stuff, they're going to be buying some from me, which would be cool. Or at least selling it for me. My friend Lee Wilson, he's working on knives as well, so we both are kind of, him starting building knives out of steel blanks is what kind of got me kicked into this. I've been looking at doing this for about 5 years now. Finally decided that I needed to get off my butt and do it. Stop procrastinating. If you want to do something, get out there and do it. No better way to learn than to actually do it. So that's what I'm doing. I am teaching myself I'm doing the best to teach myself the finer points of blacksmithing. It's going to be a very long process. That first piece that I was hammering on is proof to me what everybody says. People that I've talked to about wanting to be a blacksmith, that are blacksmiths, say that it's not just a skill you learn, it's a passion you develop, and I can 100% see that. That first little piece of iron that I beat on for about 20 minutes, heating and beating and heating and beating, it's the most incredible feeling in the world. I wasn't even anywhere near prepared to try and start doing something. I was literally using horrible charcoal briquettes, and I was able to get it up to critical temp and start getting it hammered out, which is the coolest sensation on the planet. So this is super exciting for me. Like I said, Lee's working on knives as well, but I don't know if he's talking about that yet. He's in the prototyping phase still, same as me. So we're gonna experiment together, see what kind of stuff we can build, see if we can make some dangerous, sharp objects, fun things. Let's see what we can do. So if you can stick with me and bear with the short videos for a little bit, and being not doing a whole lot of videos, that would be awesome. Alright guys, thanks again for checking me out. If you haven't yet, subscribe, please. I promise there's going to be a lot more cool stuff coming, so you're going to want to catch some of this stuff. I'm going to be doing videos on actually forging out stuff. I know there's a lot of people on YouTube that do it already, but I'm going to do it my way. Forging, testing, all that kind of stuff. So hit the subscribe button. If you like what you see, give it a like, a thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down, or just don't watch me. I promise I'll get better. I really will. All right, everybody. Thanks again. Everybody be safe. Remember, dirty side down. Thanks.